I Kill Giants is a 2018, I guess you can call it fantasy. You have a girl who lives in kind of in reality and then partially in her own fantasy world. Or is it a fantasy? This is one of those films where it's kind of ambiguous a lot of the way through it. And then it ends in a way where it's still kind of ambiguous, but it's more leaning towards one direction. So, this girl doesn't get along with her brothers, doesn't get along with her older sister. So, what does she do in her free time? Big fan of Dungeons and Dragons and keeping Long Island safe from giants. It all gets thrown in disarray when the school psychologist decides to take a fancy for her, and a new girl from England shows up. So now, as she's still trying to make sure that she keeps Long Island safe from giants and titans and harbingers, she has other things that are happening in her life that are kind of throwing all that out of whack. I like the direction this film went. I do like the ones where it has enough ambiguity that you kind of go, I can see this being both a factual thing, this is what she is perceiving is actually going on, and the metaphorical thing, and she is perceiving this because she cannot deal with what is actually going on. And in battling this, she's battling that. Kind of like a Pan's Labyrinth sort of thing. I would say it's in the same genre as Pan's Labyrinth, but I wouldn't put it in the same category. The acting is done well. The overall screenplay is also done very well. This film also uses that tried and true idea of, if we do everything kind of dark, we can kind of skimp on really fully forming some of the creatures. And when they showed the giants and the harbingers and all the other fantasy creatures, it's actually done very well. And I like how they're blended in with things that are actually happening. She makes mention how not everyone sees giants, and they explain it as tornadoes. These giant things that are massive and destructive. Makes sense. It kind of hits that moment where there's a world of fantasy and magic all around us. Just as we get older, we're taught that doesn't exist, so therefore we can't see it anymore. But someone who's younger, who hasn't fully been indoctrinated in the idea that all you see is all that exists, then all the things that you could see no longer exist because you've been pre-programmed to not believe in them anymore. So that's always an interesting direction to take a film. And it's always difficult to go that route, because you really have to be fully committed to the idea of, what if what we see isn't all that's there, but all that's there we don't have the ability to see? So that's always interesting from a metaphysical standpoint. So if you wanted to see, so I'll pop out the disc real quick. So what the disc shows is a girl very, very much wielding a magical hammer, battling giants. It's not like that. Does she battle fantasy creatures? Yes. Does she battle them like it's shown here? Not really. So I think that the way it was marketed more almost like a troll hunter, where you're going to see someone actually battling these massive creatures. And it's more or less not that. It's more the supernatural drama and less of a straight-up action film.